This is on praising system continuation. The skill that a master offers and we seek cannot become a tool to pose life risk or risk of personal injuries to assist in selfless ways others without remuneration, because that is arrogant to refuse or say I am gonna give you a chance to die or to be harmed for others who call you names for it. It is arrogance, and it's not a chance for police, for medicine, and also for priests. So learn who and how is offending you, and do not humiliate. For instance, I as physician asking to be given a favor to die for persons who abuse you or refuse to call you a doctor. As for instance, foreign medical graduate. That is one very important lesson. The same is for police, and also in some places it is same for defense, when persons strive to defend, never to kill, at expense of non being alive, which is rare. Now, the mastery again, so having a skill such as being able to stand on four fingers, like some masters of defense, or being able to read a long text very quickly in split second, go through a page and understand all, missing none. Those are skills that when a self skill and in all ingenuity is exhausted, and all of the possible sources, so ability to search information, which is methodology learned in science, are over, then we seek for masters or persons who have a mastery. And then again, this is a person who then does not teach us or give us food as a reward, because we are not to gain for that person money or food, and that person cannot enslave. Those are characteristics of a good master of mistress. A person cannot enslave. The person therefore also cannot be espoused or ask for a limited in degree of love a sexual favor that is similar to petting a cat or a dog, or having that done to self, which is degrading. That is not an offer, and therefore there is a choice. A person can be married, or a person can be a teacher. There is no other. And then if married, well, the two persons, their reward is common shared goods. For instance, the two together found and ate an apple, and then offered together to others, receiving approval of others of such union in gratefulness and happiness and good wishes. And for instance, a child being safe outside alone very quickly, which is a very good thing. Now, that is a master who accepts a person when that is absolutely improbable, that anything that disciple can do can result in the same level of mastery. And that person is not to harm. A person who is cruel, ridiculous, or demeans is not interested in teaching but unloads hatred. Master has to disciple compassion. And the master also has what this disciple needs to give: respect. If a person has no compassion and no respect, and a person abuses or deceives, that person is not a master, regardless of an age. And that is now the system of praising. So let's say I found a nun. That nun stands on, sustains her body on four fingers, and I cannot do that. I asked and she agreed. She says she will teach me so, and she teaches it gladly, and she does not praise. What does it mean? She doesn't say, oh, how great that you did it. Wow, that's a good job. Fantastic. How about some little break and you have a rest? She also does not cheer me. Oh, let's go, do so. She just shows, and then I try, and when I succeed, the reward is the activity. Because I did not come to befriend the nun. I came to learn the skill. And after I learn, I leave. And there is therefore the wisdom of it, that praises and those the cheering is for persons who are seeking personal long-term involvement with a person, and are reserved for persons who are in need of being um, cheered up, or in need to restore spirit or faith in oneself, such as perhaps persons accused of hatred that do not harbor such hatred based on belonging to an organization. Something good if one of many, for instance, I as physician on behalf of others offer something. That offering has to be on behalf of all, and it's enough with one that disagrees that it can be given, that it is not okay to give. Now, when something that is taken from me, it is not taken from all unless they all have the same sense of property and extend own dignity on me. If that is not the case, the first rule is false, and the whole belonging is considered undignified. So in Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers, persons who refused or found offensive at the university being asked, would you like to become a free worker as a undergraduate fellow or postgraduate fellow, that person who had superior skill to be given for money approval to teach a pseudo teacher is then dignified when that person goes and lives in a hut in the mountains. That is dignity. And so not all of those persons were just, if they only asked, and they would be so grateful to stay at an organization that kills or harms or causes killing or harm, or ignores such for gain, benefit, unequal distribution of goods. Is that understood? I hope it is, that it is okay to, when there are acts of crime within organizations such as police, to quit and being still much worthier being outside, not being a police, and that many may want to not ever talk or contact unless personal individual responsibility is practiced based on honor code. I hope it is. It is not over. This is just the beginning of two, perhaps 3 hours talk, but that is the essence. The no need that Zen teaches, which I learned from Chinese master, that was master until I learned the skill, then becomes on, and undermining the master because of criticism is stupid and disrespectful. That is on me to criticize the master if I finished such training and can improve that master, loving and caring for that person because of imported skill that saves my life, for instance, or others. Somebody else cannot come and demand respect to someone who I now have obligation to help because I care for that person. And no, that is not okay to impart again the good job or other praises when a person, for instance, does basic needs, not even for children. Imagine if you were an adult person, a person who goes to the bathroom, washes or pees, the same as a child, finds it offensive that you claim that you have superior schedule in your head as to peeing, washing, or doing other things such as sex. We don't do that. We don't do that in child upbringing, in behavior, and we don't do that in other, also adult world, to not to have revenge then of those children as an elder person, forcing a disability and unloading, calling nicknames of a child and unloading on a person to violate independence and ridicule, and impose, for instance, a violation of personal based on the need, hygiene, or using toilet, and spread nasty, untrue opinion and pay for such, which is an epidemic nowadays.